All right, Coach, so close win, but you got the victory at home. Just kind of talk about the team's performance.
Overall, probably not great performance. We spent 3 quarters really trying to figure it out, and really the fourth quarter figuring out how to get some stops and scoring. Right now, I don't think we're going to look good early, and we're going to battle. We're going to do everything we can to get wins. We'll take an ugly win because that's how it felt. I thought we had a great crowd coming from that football game. I didn't know what that was going to look like because we had several sporting events. So I'm glad at the end of the game when we needed it most, we had that backing from Buff Nation. But you're going to see we're relying on a lot of sophomores right now to give us our production, which means there's some inconsistency at times. I thought Sienna Lentz was really good for us late and made some big buckets, even bigger free throws to close out the game. Delaney Nix too. I think she did a big 3 late to give us that 1-point lead. So it feels like we're up and down, and we're going to do everything we can to battle. And these players are working hard. It just doesn't look pretty. There's no other way to say it.
You lost those first 2 in California, but you won 4 straight since, including that home opener. The momentum thing, is that maybe the most important thing to carry to the conference opener this weekend?
I think so. Obviously, you want to play with a lot of confidence. Eastern is going to be a solid team, but the younger players, they just need the game experience. So the more experience that they can get in those pressure-type situations, I think the better for us. And I think, as we talked about Sienna Lentz, that was her night last night. I'm glad she had that night because she has shown us in practice that she can do that. We didn't do a great job of getting the ball inside. I didn't think against East Central, and that's normally kind of our bread and butter is to work inside out. So we'll work on that this week and make sure our bigs. I think Abby normally scores a little bit more for us, and she got in foul trouble, and that affects us. We lost Braylon Dollar pretty early in the first quarter too, with a couple fouls, so that she was sitting. So a lot of different pieces, but yes, momentum, winning games, confidence. I'd rather, like we said, win ugly and figure it out than to take the loss and wish that we would have done a few things differently.
What's one thing that maybe surprised you about your team on Saturday?
That's a good question. A lot of things. One, just being, if you get late in the game situation, I thought we began to execute really well. We came out of the huddles pretty sharp, and once we got late, and we always say if we can just keep the game close, we want to execute in that half court late and create that edge for ourselves. We really got to the free throw line 30 times, a lot, which is a lot for us. If you would have told me that before the game, I probably wouldn't have believed it. So I thought we finally figured out how to attack and create some open looks for each other. But the flip side of it is kind of how we started. Started well and then went through this second and third quarter where we just really offensively, and that puts a lot of pressure. When you're not scoring points, you're putting a lot of pressure on your defense. So all areas that we want to do better at, improve at, and we have plenty of players to put the ball in the hole. We just need to be more aggressive in some areas.
Coach, talk about Sienna, as far as just watching her through practices, seeing that in her, what she did Saturday, which was second half, she really kind of put the team on her shoulders a little bit.
Yeah, Sienna, she's from Canada, and she is learning our system, learning what we're doing right now, and every day you just see her get better. I mean, she's a tireless worker. She'll be in the gym at 6:30 in the morning. She'll be there at 6:30 at night. She loves the game of basketball, and she's a great teammate. So to see her have that success on the court is great for us collectively. She needs to build and grow that confidence with what we're doing, but it's great for her teammates too, because at times it's just not your night and it happens to be somebody else's, and she does a good job of putting the ball on the floor. She can score from the perimeter, so she has an inside-out game, and she's really worked on her free throws quite a bit as well the last couple weeks. That's an area she feels that she wants to grow in as well. I think she went 12 of 16, which was great for us. So she's coming along.
Opening at home with the Eastern, traditional rival, you know all about them. What's the big thing about them, what you look at, that you think you got to deal with and encounter and concerns you about them?
Eastern physicality, toughness. They rebound the basketball really well, always have. They have more height. They added a 6'4" transfer. She's a one-year kid, a senior this year, who is actually really mobile and can score a little bit from the perimeter, and then obviously in the paint. They return in Olivia Lewis, who is really talented too. So they may start at 6'4" and 6'2", 6'3", post player, and then they got several guards back with a few new faces as well. So It is. It's conference. We always know a little bit about them. They know about us. We are bringing them here to Canyon, Texas, so we get the first chance, that first opportunity to host them on our home court. Definitely want to take advantage of that, and we're going to have to score the basketball way better than we did Saturday night. We're also going to have to defend really well too and rebound.
It feels like you guys have a lot of depth in the front court with Braylon, Tiana, Abby. Do you think that? Do you have a lot of confidence in the front court right
We
now?
do, and again, against East Central, we got in foul trouble, so Braylon and Abby sat, a lot of the game. But Tiana, I think she had 7 blocks maybe that game. Both of those, but Abby and Tiana do a great job of just their timing and being able to block shots. But we need that inside post presence. Braylon gives us that as well. She's pretty mobile as a floor player. She can put it on the floor and then back to the basket. So, yeah, any one of those post players should be able to get the job done for us in the paint.